Hi guys, this is Misty, and I'm going to show you how I use 16 apples two different ways, make two desserts and more. So first things first, I washed them in warm water and vinegar, and then I peeled. This peel it clamps onto the side of the countertop for easy use, and it just twists. Matthew's let me twist today. I don't understand it, but the boys think this is the most awesome thing in the world. They love to help me do this. Plus, they get to eat as they do it. So, it just twirls and it cuts, it spiral cuts the apples, it cores them, and it peels them all in one shot. It's so easy. So, I put the apple slices in the bowl, I put the peels in another bowl, and in the can, I am putting the cores. So out of apples, I'm going to make apple pie. Out of the peels, I'm going to dehydrate for various uses. And then in the can where I'm putting the cores, I'm going to make apple cider vinegar, which I typically use for salad dressing. Because you can't exactly use that for canning because it's not a high in acidity. So, but you can also use apple cider vinegar. Take a teaspoon or a tablespoon every day. It's great probiotic. It helps regulate blood sugar and other things. Like I said, I use it a lot in salad dressings because I make my own salad dressings. Don't see any sense buying them. So, even though this is sped up, you can see this does not actually take a whole lot of time. It's pretty quick. I mean, think about how long it'd take you to peel those with a paring knife and core them and slice them this way. So, you don't have to, I mean, the way it slices these apples, look how thin they are. They'd be perfect for apple pie. Or you could go from here and process it for applesauce. I've done that. I've also done it for apple butter, jelly, apple cake, apple fritters. Okay, so I'm done. And here's my cleaning solution, clean off the counter. And I'm spraying, yes, I clean my cleaning solution on the apples in the peel. Calm down. It's vinegar and lemon juice. That's all I have in that bottle. That's my cleaning solution. So first off, I'm going to take my apple peels, or apple cores, and I'm going to get them set up for apple cider vinegar. And I get them all in the quart size jar. Shove them down. I get a wooden spoon and shove them down too. And then I pack in some of this. And then I get my distilled water, because you don't want chlorine water in with your fermenting, because that would totally kill the lactobacillus. So I realized at this point that I have the wrong size jar. So I got out my half-gallon jar. Why did I have that wrong one? I forgot my fermenting lids only fit wide enough. It gives me a little bit more room. Gives me more apple cider vinegar. So you see me shove a small 4-ounce jar in there and filling it with water. Okay, that's to weight down the apples. When you have to weight down whatever you're fermenting under the water so that the air doesn't get to it, because the air will make it rot, will make it mold. I will set the jar aside in the corner without sunlight on it for 6 weeks. Then I'll filter out the apple peels and cores and the liquid will be apple cider vinegar. It's not a very high acidity. Now I'm taking the remaining amount of peels and I'm putting them on my dehydrator trays. I just have a little dehydrator from Walmart because there for a while I kept blowing them out. I have a problem with appliances. Something in me causes them to blow out. But I actually had 2 dehydrators explode, literally. So I wasn't going to do an expensive one. And I have 24 hours to dehydrate. We'll come back to that in the morning. And then I'm going to quarter up the remaining peels. Put them in a bowl. So, this, I made quick work of this, although I've got it sped up. It doesn't take that long. I mean, everything from start to finish was about 35-40 minutes. Although I stopped in the middle with the outfit change because I had to take Ethan to tech school. I'm so proud of that boy. He got into tech and he is doing technical college at the same time he is doing high school. It says it's a tech school, but it's more like a community. He's taking graphic design, following in Mama's footsteps. So he decided on that for a couple of reasons. One, he wants to be a drama teacher, and he figures he can help make his own playbills and stuff for school. And also, he's a hustler like his mama, and he wants to start a side business. So I put all my apples in a big bowl, and I sprinkled it with some cinnamon, some ginger, some cloves, and some nutmeg. A lot of a lot of cinnamon, a little bit of each of the others. Then I'm going to squeeze over some lemon juice, straight lemon juice. I use it from a lemon. I don't use the concentrated real lemon liquid. It's just what I prefer. These gadgets, oh my gosh, it's the handiest thing I've ever had. 15 different types of juicers. This is the one I always go to. Then I mix it up with a wooden spoon. This giant bowl is awesome. I got this at Sam's. I use it for tons of stuff. It's huge. So I've got the aluminum pan and then my casserole dish. Aluminum pan, I have a lady at church. She had surgery this week, and so I'm taking her and her family dinner and dessert. I made $1 million spaghetti for dinner and apple betty for dessert. So, and anytime I take anything for funeral, sickness, and surgeries, I use these aluminum pans. I get them in bulk at Sam's. They're made for restaurants, but they're really handy for this. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of cornstarch to the apples to help juice thicken. And I am preheating the oven to 350 at this point. So, I take 2 sticks of butter and I melt them. And that'll be for the topping. And then I add 2 tablespoons and I chunk them up into small pieces on the apples. See, 2 tablespoons. And really, I should have melted 4 sticks of butter instead of 2, because I'm making 2. But this recipe is really forgiving. It's really not a recipe. Okay, this is how I was taught to do it, and this is how I'm showing y'all to do it, because there's no written recipe. Okay, so I'm moving those out of my way, and I'm moving over here. And yes, it's the bowl that the apples were in, and it's fine. Flour. It's about a cup of flour, and I realized later, it's future talking, wasn't enough flour for 2. That's half a cup of white sugar. I'm searching for the brown sugar in the pantry. And I add about somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Like I said, this is the most forgiving recipe you could ever have. This is super, super simple. A little salt, lots of cinnamon, and some homemade vanilla. And then dump the butter, give it a stir, and I realize I don't have enough flour, but I'll go ahead and add the oatmeal first. It's about 3 cups of oatmeal to start with. That's not enough for that either, so that's for 1. I keep forgetting I'm making 2. Add another one. Now, and a few more handfuls of oatmeal. Now for this topping, sometimes I'll use whatever nuts I've got in the house and chop them up and add it to it. Pecans, walnuts, almonds are ones that I've used in the past. Maybe about 3/4 of a cup added. You don't even have to do that. You can add more sugar, less sugar. You can use honey, molasses, sorghum. Then I sprinkle it on. Then I pat it down and spread it out. I like patting. And throw it in the oven. And then I do the other one. Now, you can change out the oatmeal. You could even use just the granola. And see, I pull it out, check it. If you don't have enough butter, you can use a little shortening or lard. See, I decided it needed to go back in. Not quite done. Now we'll pull it out for real. See, it's just a little bit richer golden brown. The edges are darker. This is what you're looking for. And it's about an hour at 350, give or take a little bit. See, all done. Now tomorrow morning, the next day, we checked on our apples and they were done, our apple peels, in the dehydrator. And to check them, you snap them. You bend them. If they snap, they're done. If they just bend, they're not done. And it can take, depending on where you live and how much humidity you have, depends on how long it takes. But generally, if I start it, leave it overnight, it's usually good. So this was about 18 hours that I did. And we take the dehydrated and we use it in the granola. We use it in, Matthew uses it in oatmeal. I've used it in bread and in cakes, pancakes, waffles. There's no end to the use of this. So, but oatmeal and granola are the ones we like the most. I just pack it in a jar